Have you ever caught yourself in the mirror and pause? You're not exactly unhappy, but something's not quite right either. The haircut looks fine, the color's holding up, but your face, it just feels off. That's your bob talking. Maybe it's falling flat, dragging your features down, or just not framing you like it used to. But guess what? You don't need a new cut. You need a new approach. Today, I'll show you how to bring it back to life. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's just hair, right? But for so many of us, how we feel about our hair is deeply connected to how we feel about ourselves. A bob should be effortless, timeless, and flattering. But if it starts to feel heavy or dull, it can mess with your confidence. The good news? You're not alone, and you're not stuck. In this video, I'm walking you through easy, practical styling tweaks that can change everything without cutting a single strand. Here's the real issue. A bob is a gorgeous cut, no doubt about it. But it is also one of the easiest to get wrong if you don't know how to style it. Maybe your bob looked great the day you walked out of the salon, but 2 weeks later, it starts sitting flat on top, puffing out around the sides, or flipping at the ends. Suddenly, you're wondering if you made a mistake. I've seen this happen time and time again with women of all hair types. They blame the cut, but the truth is, it's the styling that needs attention. Without the right approach, a bob can age you, drag down your features, and make you feel less like yourself. But that's fixable. Let's start with something that might surprise you: your hair part. It seems like such a small thing, right? But it can make a huge difference in how your bob sits, how it lifts your face, and even how youthful and fresh you look overall. Most of us part our hair the same way every single day. Maybe it's down the middle, maybe off to the right or left, wherever it naturally wants to go. We don't think twice about it. But here's the thing. Your roots have memory. If your part never moves, your roots start to lie flat, the volume disappears, and your whole look can start to drag downward. Now, imagine if you simply shifted your part from one side to the other. Or maybe tried a diagonal part instead of straight across. Suddenly, the roots at the crown wake up. You've confused them just enough to lift them. This isn't just some stylish trick. It's real, simple science about how your hair responds to habit and change. I had a client named Susan, a lovely woman in her early 60s. She'd worn her part on the left for decades. Her bob was beautifully cut, but it always looked just a little flat on top. One day, just on a whim, I suggested she flip her part to the right while we blow-dried. Her eyes lit up. She looked 10 years younger. Her cheekbones popped, and her face had that natural lift we're all chasing without fillers. All from moving her part. But here's where the magic really happens during the blow-dry. When your hair is wet, it's more moldable. This is your chance to retrain those roots. As you dry, use your fingers or a round brush and gently push your hair back and forth across the crown. Zigzag a little. Go left, go right, even straight back. What this does is break up the pattern that your roots have been stuck in. It permits them to lift. Once your hair is mostly dry, but still warm, that's the perfect time to lock in shape. Take a round brush and gently roll the front sections away from your face. Then use the cool setting on your dryer. Yes, that button we all ignore, and blast those roots with a shot of cold air. It freezes the lift in place. And trust me, you'll feel the difference immediately. And if you've got fine or thinning hair, don't worry. This trick isn't about having a ton of volume. It's about creating structure at the root. Volume that lifts instead of droops. A look that feels effortless, like you just woke up like this, but better. So before you run out and buy new tools or book another cut, just try this one change. Move your part. Play with it. Be intentional. It's free. It's simple. And it just might give your bob that fresh from the salon look every single day. This small change is also a great confidence boost. You're not just changing your look. You're taking control. And that little lift at the root? It's a reminder that small shifts can make a big difference in how we see ourselves every single day. Let's move down to an area almost no one talks about, the nape of your neck. That little section of hair at the very back might not get much attention, but it holds a surprising amount of power when it comes to shaping your bob. See, when the nape isn't styled correctly, it drags everything down. And I mean everything. Your whole profile can look bulky, heavy, even frumpy, and that's not the look we're going for. Most people blow dry their hair from the top down and forget about what's happening underneath. But if you want your bob to look light, sculpted, and graceful, you need to pay special attention to the nape. You don't want volume there. You want it flat, sleek, tucked in just enough to frame the back of your head naturally. I had a client, Rachel, in her 50s, who came in saying her bob always felt like it lost its shape after the first week. I took a look, and sure enough, the bulk was all at the back. The crown was falling flat, and the nape was puffing out. So during her blow dry, I had her tilt her head slightly forward, and I focused the airflow down. Using a paddle brush in my hands, I smoothed the nape flat, directing the strands inward. Just that one change made a huge difference. Her haircut looked lifted again, the neckline clean and polished. And she said later that it helped her style her hair faster at home, too. Another tip? Try using circular motions with your fingers as you dry the nape. It helps shape the hair under without creating puffiness. And if your hair tends to flip out at the ends, especially when you're brushing your collar or shoulders, this helps control that. Just gently curve the ends under with a round brush or even your hand as the hair cools. No need for tons of product or heat. And speaking of product, go easy at the nape. A little heat protectant is fine, but skip the mousse or root lifter back there. You don't want any extra volume dragging down your shape. Remember, the drama happens up top. The elegance is in the clean, tight finish at the back. When the nape is tight and the crown is lifted, it creates this beautiful visual line. Your neck looks longer. Your posture improves. Your bob feels intentional. It's a small shift with a huge payoff. And here's the secret nobody tells you. When you style the nape well, it makes everything above it look better. It's like the quiet background singer who holds the whole band together. So the next time you blow dry or freshen up your bob, take a moment. Focus on the nape. Tuck it gently. Smooth it out. You'll be amazed at how much sleeker and more youthful your entire haircut appears, without changing a single thing up top. It may seem like a small adjustment, but it adds polish to your entire silhouette. And when you feel polished, you carry yourself differently. That's the real beauty of mastering the little things. Let's talk about something that can make or break your bob as it grows out the back. More specifically, how the ends behave back there. Now, if you've ever noticed your bob starting to feel bulky, or if the shape just isn't what it used to be, chances are it's because of how the back is sitting. And here's the truth. Once those ends hit your shoulders or collarbone, they tend to flip out, spread wide, and suddenly your haircut starts losing its clean, sculpted look. But here's the good news. You don't need to run to the salon for a trim every few weeks. There's a trick. Actually, it's more of a technique, and it's all about bending the back. Not a full curl. Not anything dramatic. Just the gentlest inward curve right at the bottom. This one move can bring structure back into your style, even when it's been a while since your last cut. I had a client named Linda. She wore her bob a little longer, and every few weeks she'd come and saying, "It's looking tired again." And I'd say, "Let's try something new today." So instead of cutting, I took a round brush, and as I dried the bottom layers, I curved them under slightly. Just enough to tuck the ends in. No spray, no mousse, just heat and a gentle flick of the wrist. When she saw the result in the mirror, she gasped. Her jawline looked sharper, her face lifted, and her whole posture seemed taller. This is the power of direction and shape. When you bend the back inward, it draws the eye upward. It softens the line where the hair hits your neck, and it keeps the silhouette clean and intentional. Whether you're using a round brush, a flat iron, or even your fingers during the blow dry, the goal is to guide the hair under, so it hugs your head instead of sticking out. This works especially well if your bob is brushing your shoulders. That's the danger zone where ends tend to splay out and lose shape. So the moment your hair starts doing that little flip thing at the ends, it's your cue to bend them back in. Just a slight underturn, and the whole cut feels refreshed. And you know what else it does? It makes your face look slimmer. It sharpens your side profile. It brings back that elegance we all love in a good bob. It's not about hiding anything. It's about defining and lifting the lines that frame your face. Now, if you're someone who doesn't like heat tools, don't worry. You can still achieve this bend with your hands and a little patience. While your hair is still warm from drying, cup the ends gently and hold them in place as they cool. It's a small effort that goes a long way. So don't underestimate the power of a soft bend at the back. It's subtle, it's smart, and it's a styling secret that keeps your bob looking polished and purposeful, even weeks after your last salon visit. Now let's talk about the front of your bob, the baseline. This is the part people notice first. It frames your face, shows up in every photo, and either pulls your look together or makes it feel unfinished. And you know what? It's the most overlooked area when styling a bob. We spend so much time worrying about the crown or the back, but those front panels, the ones from your ears forward, are what really tell the story of your haircut. So let's be honest. If the baseline is too fluffy, too rounded, or flipping outward, it's going to make your whole look feel off. Your cheekbones may disappear. Your jawline softens in ways you didn't intend. The bob starts to feel puffy and dated instead of modern and polished. But when the baseline is smooth, close to the face, and gently curved inward, that's when the magic happens. That's when your features come alive. Here's the trick. After your hair is dry, or mostly dry, isolate that front section from the ears forward. You want to style this part with intention. Using a round brush or flat iron, take each panel one at a time. Pull it forward with a little tension, then give it the slightest bend inward at the ends. Not curled, not stiff, just enough to let it hug the line of your jaw naturally. One of my clients, Jennifer, once said, "It's like contouring with hair." And she's right. That soft line creates definition without a drop of makeup. It draws the eye to your lips, your smile, and even brightens your eyes. It's not just about hair. It's about how your haircut supports your expression. And don't forget the symmetry. Check both sides in the mirror. Sometimes one side likes to flip out more than the other. That's normal. Just take your time. Res team that stubborn side if needed. It's better to spend an extra minute reshaping than to walk around all day feeling off balance. Also, be mindful of volume. A lot of people think adding a product or teasing the front give a facelift. But with a bob, especially a classic one, less is truly more. You want a front to lay smooth and close, not puff out. That gives your face a cleaner canvas, and it actually makes you look more refreshed, not more made up. Now here's something simple that works if you're letting your hair air dry. Tuck the front pieces behind your ears while they're still damp. Let them dry that way. It sounds too easy, but it works. It trains the hair to frame your face naturally without needing heat tools every time. And if your hair is fine or thin, don't worry. This trick still works. Because it's not about the density, it's about the placement. You're sculpting with softness. And that, my friend, is what makes a bob timeless. So next time you style your bob, remember, your baseline matters. Treat it with the care and attention it deserves. Because when the front is strong, the whole style sings. Let's talk about a spot on your head that most people completely ignore when styling their bob, the temples. Yep, that little area just above your cheekbones and next to your eyes. It may seem small, but trust me, the temples have a major impact on how youthful, lifted, and balanced your entire haircut looks. And here's the kicker. Most of us flatten this area without even realizing it. Think about it. When you're blow-drying your hair or brushing it out, where does everything get pulled? Down and forward, right? And while that might seem like a good way to tame frizz or get a sleek finish, it actually works against your face shape. When the temple area is too flat, it can make your features feel droopy. It pulls everything downward, and suddenly your bob, that once felt fresh, now looks a little tired. Now here's the fix, and it's easier than you think. After you finish styling the rest of your bob, take a 1-inch section of hair from the temple area. It doesn't need to be big. Slide a round brush underneath, right near the roots. Instead of pulling down, lift that section upward and slightly outward. Use the warm setting on your dryer for a few seconds, then hit it with a cool shot to lock it in. What you're doing is giving that section a little root lift, right where it counts. And if a round brush feels tricky, no problem. Velcro rollers work great here, too. Just wrap the section around the roller while it's warm and let it sit for 5 or 10 minutes. Once you take it out, you'll see that subtle curve upward. It's not dramatic, but it opens up your face in a way that's hard to describe until you see it. One of my clients, Sharon, who's in her 60s, told me after we started doing this lift at her temples, people kept asking if she'd had something done. They couldn't put their finger on it. She just looked more refreshed, more awake. And it was all thanks to this tiny, intentional lift at the root. And here's why it matters even more as we age. The temple area tends to thin out a bit with time. The volume naturally decreases, and the skin around that area can start to lose firmness. So by adding just a little bit of lift, you're not only styling your hair, you're visually restoring balance and fullness to your face. You're lifting your features without a single drop of makeup or any cosmetic procedure. You don't need a heavy product for this either. A lightweight volumizing spray or even just your blow dryer and fingers can get the job done. It's all about direction and intention. And once you see how much brighter your whole face looks, you'll never skip this step again. So next time you're styling your bob, don't forget about the temples. That small lift can completely transform how your haircut frames your face. It's a little move with a big impact. So here we are, after 5 small but mighty secrets that can completely change how your bob looks and feels. And maybe now you're thinking, wait a second, do these little things really make that big of a difference? The answer is yes. Absolutely yes. Because when you put them all together, shifting your part, smoothing the nape, bending the back, defining your baseline, and lifting the temples, what you're really doing is shaping how people see you. More importantly, how you see yourself. It's not about chasing trends or looking like someone else. It's about honoring your features, your face shape, and your hair's natural movement. One of my favorite moments is when someone looks in the mirror after trying these changes and says, "I didn't realize I could look this good without changing a thing." No new haircut, no expensive tools, just a new intention. You have the power to transform your style with nothing but your hands and a little awareness. That's the real magic. Now you've got all 5 secrets in your toolkit, and you know what? None of them required a new cut or fancy products. Just a few shifts in how you treat your hair each morning. That's the beauty of this. It's not about starting over. It's about refining what you already have. Maybe you'll begin with just one, like changing your part, and watch how it lifts your whole look. Or maybe you'll go all in and wake up to a bob that finally feels like you. Remember, small steps lead to big changes. These aren't just hair tips. They're confidence builders. And once you see yourself with fresh eyes, everything else falls into place. You got this. If this video helped you see your bob in a whole new light, go ahead and share it with a friend who's been feeling stuck with their style, too. Sometimes, all it takes is one small tweak to feel like yourself again. And if you want more simple, real-life tips like these, hit that subscribe button. This space is all about feeling confident, looking great, and aging with a sense of grace and fun. You deserve to feel good every day.